Hello, everyone. So, we know that for our safety, all homes and all buildings have to be equipped with fire alarms. The reason is, if there's a fire, we have to be made aware of it. If we're asleep and the fire starts, we have to get up. Or if there's a fire in a room where you're not in, we have to be made aware to leave the house. It's for our safety. However, the issue is, most of these alarms are sound-based, which means that we might not know that there's a fire until it's too late. And the same goes for carbon monoxide detectors. It's that gas that could come from your fireplace or a furnace leak. And you can't smell this gas, so it's very dangerous and could kill you. You have to at least have one of these detectors plugged into your home, and most have both. And there are some alarms that are made specifically for deaf people. However, it is lucky that now we have a smart fire alarm that we can replace it with. And there are a few different brands available to purchase, but I'll show you one specific one today. And this is the First Alert 2-in-1 fire and carbon monoxide alarm. And it uses Z-Wave. And if you want to know what Z-Wave technology is, you can check out my other video describing it. And it doesn't just function as an alarm, but you can set up to do so many other things as well, and I'll show you what that looks like. So I'll start sharing my screen now. So I've got my screen on the sidebar here, copying the movements of my phone. So the first thing I have to do is actually connect the fire alarm to the SmartThings app. And so it has to connect to the hub. And the alarm has its own process of how to connect it that you can read in the manual, but I'll also just show you visually how to do it. So I'll open SmartThings here. And I've called this room SmartHomeASL. So you hit the plus to add a new device. And the brand on this one is First Alert. And it uses Z combo. And the room's there and ready. So now what I'll have to do is remove the batteries here, and I've already connected it, but I've disconnected it to show you how to connect again. So you have to hit the button and hold it for 10 seconds. And just do exactly what it says. So there's the button. Now I've pressed it, and I'll wait for 10 seconds. And now it'll start to connect. Sometimes it's slower, sometimes it's faster. It does have the QR code on the back as well that you could take a picture of with your phone, just that you can keep a copy of it. And it came with a larger one as well, but I threw that one out. The smaller one doesn't work as well, so I'll just type in the code manually. That's about it, and we just have to wait for it to finish connecting. And like I said before, it depends on the day. Sometimes it's faster, sometimes it's slower. And now it's ready to go. And I can name it here. And I've named it AA and so on, just that when I'm sorting alphabetically, it shows up at the top. So everything in this room I've just called AA. So the reason I've set this up is to set up that whenever it detects smoke, it'll perform certain functions. So you could do, as you can see here, it's clear, so no issue on smoke. Carbon monoxide is clear as well, and there's 95% battery life. And that's good to see the battery percentage. so that whenever it's at 10 or 15%, you can replace it. Most smoke alarms you have to replace twice a year in the spring and fall. Or whenever the battery is getting lower, you'll be able to hear a faint beeping. But of course, we need a more visual reference, so here it's nice to be able to see that to know when to change the battery. You might be thinking, what's that fan doing here? Well, that's one really cool thing about smart technology. You can do whatever you want with it. For instance, so the plan I have for today is that whenever it detects smoke, it'll perform 5 functions for me. So the ceiling light here and the desk lamp will turn red. I figure it makes sense for a fire alarm for it to turn red. And I'll have this fan running here, but it'll turn off when it senses smoke. And I'm using a smart plug. That's what I have the fan plugged into the wall. A lot of people like to have a fan running at night as they sleep. Might keep them cool, or maybe it's some white noise. But the thing is, if there's a fire, having a fan running is a terrible idea. So I figured, why not? I'll have the fan turn off whenever it senses fire to make it safer in your home. Also, if you have a smart lock on your door, it can automatically open whenever it senses fire. And you might be thinking, well, I can just go and unlock it myself. But there are some other reasons why you might want to have it automatically unlock. It would just plain make it easier to escape your home in the case of a fire. Among other reasons, like maybe if you're at work and nobody's home. I have a pet dog here, so if I'm at work and I see from the notification that there's a fire at home, well, I'm at work. Who's going to save my dog? Well, then the door is automatically unlocked. And then I can text my neighbor and say, hey, do you mind checking my home? I think there might be a fire. And they can go and rescue the dog for me because the door is automatically unlocked. Another reason could be, if I was in my home during the fire and I've inhaled the smoke and have unfortunately passed out and I'm unable to leave the house. If the door is already unlocked, my neighbor can come in and help me. They wouldn't have to try to figure out how to break and enter into my house. They can just go through the front door as it'll already be unlocked. Those are just a few reasons. Oh, and the last thing here is that the thermostat will turn off. Most furnaces have a fan on for air circulation, and that'll stop when it senses the fire, just to stop the spread of the smoke throughout the home. So that's everything I've set up for the smoke detector, but you can also set up for carbon monoxide, or also for what to do when the smoke clears, whatever you want. For now, I'll just set up, if it detects fire, what should it do? So you add a new thing, and we'll add a scene. And a scene just means when one thing happens, what should happen as a result. Control device. Right? Those 5 devices that we talked about. So what should the front door do? And I'll have it unlock. Next, the office ceiling light. That'll turn on. And I'll set the color to red. Figure it makes sense, but it's completely up to you. I think red isn't a bad idea for fire. You can set it to be as bright or dim as you'd like. Now the office desk light. And onward to the fan, that'll turn off. The fan, the mode is off, meaning it'll stop running. So everything is ready there. Pretty easy. So now I'll set up a new automation, meaning if, if this device detects smoke, then you have a couple options. So what to do when the smoke clears, or what to do when it actually detects smoke. So when it detects smoke, there's a lot of different things. You can set it to match a scene or to do a list of different things, but I'll just be using the scene feature as I've already set that up. That's that. And you could name it, but I'm just going to leave it for now. So now, if the alarm detects smoke, it'll perform those 5 tasks. But I think for now, I'll just show you connecting one more thing. So the ceiling light will turn back to its normal color whenever the smoke is cleared. You can change the temperature to match your liking. And the office light will just turn off. The desk lamp. Oh, silly me. So automation. When the smoke clears, so I've set up those 2 automations, what to do when the fire alarm is going off, and that'll turn the lights red and the fan off, etc., and also what to do when the smoke clears. So I'll show you a demonstration now. And I have everything ready to go. The fan's running, and I'll use this to actuate the alarm. I'm not going to light an actual fire. That wouldn't be very safe. And so we'll see what happens. Yeah, see? I've even gotten a notification. And the lights have gone red, the fan's turned off. That's pretty great. And it's nice to have the notification as well, letting me know that it's detected smoke. And now that the smoke is clear, I've got another notification that the smoke is cleared. The lights turned off and the ceiling light has turned back to normal. That's pretty cool. I've also gone and checked the front door just to see if it's actually gone and unlocked automatically, which it did. Also, the thermostat, I checked it and it did turn off the heater, which means that this worked as it should have. So I hope that gives you a good idea of what a smart smoke alarm could do. And it's completely up to you, whatever you'd like it to do. It could turn every light in your home on or off or whatever you'd like. Or you could have it all set to be flashing lights whenever it detects smoke, which means it'd be easy to escape with all of your family from your house. You wouldn't have to worry about waking up your kids if every light in the home is flashing. Also, this means that if you've already escaped, the lights could turn on for the firemen who come to check on your house. Also, if you have a bed vibrating alarm plugged into a 120 volt smart socket, you could set it up so that it will turn on in the case of a fire to wake you up. And it really does work very well. And I'd completely recommend it. I've set up red for fire, but for carbon monoxide, you could maybe do orange or yellow, whatever you'd like, just so that you can tell the difference between the 2 smoke detections. It doesn't all have to be red for the smoke. You do half red, half white whenever those lights come on. Again, it's whatever you'd like. You can also set up for the battery level, whenever it's under 15%, it can notify you. Or you could also set up so that a light in my bedroom here will turn to a soft red whenever I have to change the battery. So right before I go to bed, I can see, oh, what's that light mean? So I can check my phone and then go and replace the battery. Problem solved. And I wouldn't set it to a full, harsh, bright red light. That would mean that it's an emergency. Just a softer one, meaning that whenever I woke up, oh, time to check the battery and change it out. And that's pretty great. And again, this all works very well. I would say that this product is worth your money. So I hope that gives you a good idea of what a smart smoke detector can do. All right, be smart.